You make $70,000 a year. That's more than you made 5 years ago. You got promoted. You got raises. You're doing better than most people your age. So why does your bank account look exactly the same as it did when you were making $50,000? You look at your balance at the end of the month, and there's $400 sitting there. Same $400 that was there 3 years ago when you were making way less money. You think, where is all my money going? I'm making good money now. I should be saving more. I should have more to show for this. But somehow, no matter how much you make, you're always in the same place financially. Paycheck to paycheck. No real savings. No investments. Just stuck. And here's what's killing you. It's not that you're not making enough money. It's that you've got money habits that are silently destroying your wealth faster than you can build it. Small decisions that feel harmless in the moment, but compound into massive losses over time. My name is Yaji, and I spend way too much time thinking about why people who make good money still struggle financially, and how tiny habit changes can be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars over a lifetime. If you're someone who feels like you should be further ahead financially given what you earn, or you're wondering where all your money actually goes each month, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because what I'm about to show you are 8 money habits that are quietly destroying your wealth. And the scary part is, most people don't even realize they're doing them. Let's start with the most common wealth killer, lifestyle inflation. You get a $10,000 raise. You're making $70,000 instead of $60,000. You feel rich. So you upgrade your apartment. You go from $1,200 a month to $1,600. That's only $400 more, and you can afford it now, right? You upgrade your car lease. You were paying $300 a month. Now you're paying $550. But hey, you deserve a nicer car. You start eating out more. You were spending $400 a month on dining out. Now it's $700. You're making more money. Why not enjoy it? You add subscriptions, premium Spotify, HBO Max, a few app subscriptions, another $60 a month. Let's add it up. The raise gave you $10,000 more per year. After taxes, that's about $7,000, or roughly $580 extra per month. But your new expenses, apartment, plus $400, car, plus $250, dining, plus $300, subscriptions, plus $60, total, $1,010 per month in new expenses. Wait, your expenses went up by more than your raise. You're actually worse off than before you got the raise. This is lifestyle inflation, and it's the first reason people who make 6 figures are still broke. Here's what most people don't realize. Every dollar you spend on lifestyle inflation is a dollar that can't compound. If you had taken that $580 per month raise and invested it instead of spending it, at 10% annual returns, you'd have about $118,000 after 10 years. But instead, you upgraded your lifestyle, so you have zero. Actually, you have less than zero, because now you're locked into higher fixed expenses. The second habit destroying your wealth is not tracking your spending. Most people have no idea where their money goes. They just swipe the card and hope for the best. According to a study by Mint, 65% of Americans don't know how much they spent last month. They literally cannot tell you where their money went. And here's the thing. You can't fix what you don't measure. Let me show you why this matters. Let's say you spend $12 a day on lunch at work. That's $60 a week, or about $240 a month. You don't think about it because it's just lunch. Everyone has to eat, right? But if you brought lunch from home, you'd spend maybe $50 a month on groceries for lunches instead of $240. That's a $190 per month difference. Over a year, that's $2,280. If you invested that $190 per month, instead of spending it on takeout lunches, at 10% returns, you'd have about $39,000 after 10 years. You just spent $39,000 on mediocre salads and sandwiches. And that's just one category. When you start tracking everything, the coffee runs, the impulse Amazon purchases, the "I'll just grab this while I'm here" trips to Target, the leaks add up fast. The fix is simple. Track every dollar you spend for 1 month. Just 1 month. Use an app, use a spreadsheet, whatever. Just track it. You'll be shocked at what you find. The third habit is carrying credit card balances. Here's where it gets really interesting. According to the Federal Reserve, the average credit card APR in 2026 is about 21% to 24%. Let's call it 22%. If you're carrying a $5,000 balance at 22% APR and making minimum payments of $150 a month, you'll be in debt for over 20 years and you'll pay more than $7,500 in interest. That $5,000 purchase actually cost you $12,500. But here's what makes this even worse. While you're paying 22% interest on your credit card debt, the stock market is averaging 10% annual returns. So not only are you paying 22% to the credit card company, you're also missing out on the 10% you could be earning by investing that money. That's a 32% annual swing. Every $1,000 you have in credit card debt instead of investments is costing you $320 per year. If you've got $10,000 in credit card debt, that's $3,200 per year you're losing. Over 10 years, that's $32,000, and that's not even accounting for compound growth. The psychology here is simple. Credit cards disconnect the pain of payment from the pleasure of purchase. You swipe the card, you get the dopamine hit, but you don't feel the pain until weeks later when the bill comes. And by then, your brain has already moved on. The purchase feels like ancient history, but the debt is very real. The fourth habit killing your wealth is buying new cars. Look, I know cars are emotional purchases, but let's just do the math. A new car loses about 20% of its value the moment you drive it off the lot. According to Carfax, the average new car depreciates about 60% in the first 5 years. Let's say you buy a new $35,000 car. In 5 years, it's worth about $14,000. You lost $21,000 in depreciation alone. That's $4,200 per year, or $350 per month, just in value evaporation. Now let's say instead of buying new, you bought a 3-year-old version of the same car for $20,000. In 5 years, it's worth about $10,000. You lost $10,000 in depreciation. That's $2,000 per year, or $167 per month. By buying used instead of new, you saved $183 per month in depreciation. Invest that $183 per month at 10% returns for 30 years, and you've got about $409,000. You just turned a car buying decision into a near $500,000 retirement account. Now you might be thinking, but Yaji, new cars are more reliable. I won't have repair costs. Maybe, but the math doesn't work out. Even if you spend $2,000 a year on repairs for a used car, which is way more than most people spend, you're still coming out ahead compared to the depreciation hit on a new car. The fifth habit destroying wealth is not having an emergency fund. According to a 2023 Bankrate survey, about 57% of Americans can't cover a $1,000 emergency expense with savings. Here's what happens when you don't have an emergency fund. Your car breaks down. The repair is $1,200. You don't have $1,200 in savings, so you put it on a credit card at 22% APR. Now you're paying $1,200 plus 22% interest. If you only make minimum payments, that $1,200 repair ends up costing you $1,800 over time. The emergency didn't cost you $1,200. It cost you $1,800 because you didn't have an emergency fund. And this happens over and over. Medical bills, home repairs, unexpected travel. Every emergency goes on the credit card, accumulating interest. The fix: build a $1,000 starter emergency fund as fast as possible. Then build it up to 3 months of expenses. Then 6 months. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it takes time. But the alternative is paying 22% interest every time life happens. The sixth habit is ignoring small recurring fees and subscriptions. Here's what most people don't realize. Banks and companies are betting that you won't notice or care about small monthly charges. $9.99 here. $14.99. $4.99 for this. $11.99 for that. According to a study by C+R Research, the average American spends about $219 per month on subscriptions, and most people underestimate what they're actually spending by about 42%. Let's say you've got Netflix, $15.99, Spotify, $10.99, HBO Max, $15.99, Disney Plus, $10.99. Amazon Prime, $14.99. A couple app subscriptions, $20. Gym membership you don't use, $50. That's $139 per month. $1,668 per year. Invested at 10% over 30 years, that's about $305,000. You spent $305,000 on subscriptions to services you barely use. The fix is simple: cancel everything. Seriously, cancel every subscription you have. Then, only resubscribe to the ones you actually miss. You'll find that you only actually use about 30% of what you were paying for. The seventh habit is treating windfalls as free money. You get a $5,000 tax refund, or a $3,000 bonus at work, or you sell something for $2,000. Your brain immediately thinks, this is free money. I can spend this on whatever I want. So you buy a new TV, you take a vacation, you upgrade your phone, and the money is gone. But here's the thing, that money wasn't free. It was compensation for money you overpaid in taxes or work you did or an asset you owned. It's just as real as your paycheck, but because it feels unexpected, your brain treats it differently. If you had taken that $5,000 tax refund and invested it every year for 20 years at 10% returns, you'd have about $315,000. But instead, you have a TV from 2020 that's now worth $200 in vacation photos you looked at once. The fix: the moment you receive any windfall, tax refund, bonus, inheritance, whatever, immediately move 80% of it to savings or investments before you have time to spend it. You can use 20% for something fun if you want, but the bulk of it needs to go toward your future, not your present. The eighth and final habit destroying your wealth is waiting to invest. People tell themselves, I'll start investing when I make more money. I'll start when I pay off my debt. I'll start next year. And next year turns into 5 years. 5 years turns into 10 years. Meanwhile, they're missing out on the most powerful force in wealth building: time. Let's say you're 25 years old. If you invest $300 a month from age 25 to 65 at 10% returns, you'll have about $1.9 million at retirement. But if you wait until you're 35 to start investing that same $300 per month, you'll have about $680,000. By waiting 10 years, you lost $1.2 million. That's the cost of waiting. That's the cost of saying I'll start later. The psychology here is that investing feels scary and complicated, so people procrastinate. But the truth is, investing is incredibly simple. Buy a low-cost index fund. Set up automatic monthly contributions. Don't touch it for 30 years. That's it. That's the whole strategy. The people who get rich from investing aren't the ones with the best stock picks or the most complex strategies. They're the ones who started early and stayed consistent. Here's what you need to understand. These 8 habits aren't dramatic. They're not obvious. That's what makes them so dangerous. You don't feel lifestyle inflation happening. You don't notice the subscriptions adding up. You don't realize you're waiting to invest until a decade has passed. These habits destroy wealth silently, gradually, invisibly. But the good news is that fixing them is just as simple as falling into them. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You just need to make small adjustments. Freeze your lifestyle at your current income level and invest every raise. Track your spending for 1 month to see where the money actually goes. Pay off your credit card balances and never carry a balance again. Buy used cars instead of new ones. Build an emergency fund so emergencies don't become debt. Cancel subscriptions you don't use. Invest windfalls instead of spending them. Start investing today, not someday. These aren't complicated. They're just habits. And habits can be changed. Look, building wealth isn't about making $1 million a year or picking the perfect stock or finding some secret loophole. It's about not destroying the wealth you already have through bad habits. Most people aren't poor because they don't make enough money. They're poor because they have money habits that ensure they'll never keep what they earn. You can make $200,000 a year and be broke. You can make $50,000 a year and become a millionaire. The difference isn't the income, it's the habits. So if you're sitting here recognizing yourself in these 8 habits, good. That means you can fix them. Start with one. Just one. Pick the easiest one and change it this week. Track your spending. Cancel 3 subscriptions. Set up automatic investing of $50 a month. Just start. Because the cost of these habits isn't just the money you're losing now. It's the compound growth you're missing over the next 20, 30, 40 years. Every bad money habit you fix today is worth tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars in your future. So fix them. If this video helped you see the habits that are keeping you broke, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling me which of these 8 habits you're going to fix first. And if you want to go deeper on building wealth and breaking the patterns that keep people stuck, check out the next video on the screen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.